Welcome to the learning stories of Englishwood. And today we're going to learn about dialogue writing, and it's a free writing course for academic learning. And here we'll try to learn what is dialogue, and we'll learn some of the common expression in dialogues. Okay, so it's dialogue is a conversation, is a form of discourse, is a talk between two people. Okay, so dialogue refers a conversation, or is a form of discussion. Okay, or discourse or talk, and usually between the two people. All right, starting with the dialogues, when you consider the examination, it's of 6 marks. Therefore, it is suggested that you write the dialogue with the 6 pair of exchanges or 6 pairs of dialogue. So while writing the dialogue, you should consider the topic, you should consider the setting, you should consider the participants, and you should consider the channel. So when you are creating a dialogue, it is very important that you create a topic. The topic can be created with the help of questions, because question is already given there. So topic of the conversation is must, okay, and it is the subject matter. Then setting refers time, place, and situation. Okay, so when you have got the topic, then you can create, okay, situation. Okay, situation also gives you idea about time and place. Also, we'll discuss in the examples how we create the settings, everything. And participants are also important. You have to decide on the basis of the topic. You have to decide the participants, okay, who are gonna take part in the conversation, and what might be the relationship, what kind of relationship you want to show. The relationship matters very much in the dialogue, in the conversation, because if it is a conversation in the office, okay, then it becomes very formal. If it is conversations between father and son, becomes informal. If it is a conversation between a teacher and his students, it becomes formal. So these are very important while creating the dialogue with the topic. Then also you can also decide what channel would you like to use in your dialogue writing. Okay, you want to make a telephone conversation on the given topic, okay, or you want to make face-to-face conversation, okay, and you can define everything. Also we'll give in the examples. Now starting with the dialogues. All right, this is okay, same thing. Well, no dialogue writing. Normally, a dialogue begins with greetings like good morning, good afternoon, good evening, hello, hi, etc. Very common thing. Or it can be started with some of the opening expressions like "Excuse me, can you help me?" or something like that. Or queries, "Who is calling, please?" in the telephone conversation, basically. "Are you free today? Can I help you?" etc. Alright, then let's go to the dialogue writing now. Normally, dialogue ends with farewell, like bye, goodbye, good night, have a nice time, see you again, etc. Or it can end, okay, with gratitude, like thanks, thank you a lot, I'm really grateful to you, you're welcome, okay, see you again, etc. Well, when you talk about dialogue writing, let's learn some of the tips on writing dialogues. So the first thing is, since it's a 6 marks question, okay, when so far as C question structure is concerned, all right, so then there should be 6 exchanges. Okay, we don't expect more than 6 pairs of exchanges. The first batch of exchange between 2 people or more should be counted as one exchange, and the second batch of their dialogue or exchange should be counted as another exchange. That means the exchange between Rima and Hari, who are the participants of this dialogue, this is one exchange. Okay, so in the similar way, you will have only 6 exchanges. Then setting. Okay, settings should be mentioned before starting our dialogue writing. It must include information like who, where, and when. Okay, so at the beginning also I gave you some ideas. We are now making more description. Okay, so for example, Sita has come to visit her sick friend Rita, who is lying sick on her bed watching television in her aunt's house after lunch while waiting for her mother to return from market. All right, this is the situation, this is the setting. Setting refers time, place, people, okay, situation, everything. So now what we are talking about is Sita has come to visit her sick friend, okay, and Rita, a sick friend Rita, and she's lying on her bed, okay, as she's watching TV in her aunt's house, okay, after the lunch, and she's waiting for her mother to return home. This is the setting. So based on this setting, we'll go on, okay, go on explaining a dialogue writing. All right. Now, during dialogue writing, also add stress directions like emotions and actions of the participants. For example, Sita and Rita are the participants. Okay. Now you can give some of the stress directions which are inside the brackets actually. Okay, and they give you idea or they make the situation clear. Okay, why they were talking, why they were doing like that. For example, Sita, the room is very stuffy. Okay, when she goes to visit Rita and she finds the room very stuffy, okay, no air, and therefore she goes and opens the window. So this is stage direction. But Rita says don't, and she says don't, I'm suffering from fever. Okay, and this is clarifying that she is, okay, shivering from the cold. Okay, perhaps, okay, she has okay, she has that kind of, fever. All right, she feels very cold, and therefore she had closed the window. Sita looks sorry because she's sick. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Rita, that's okay, just close the window again. Okay, so this is how we can create the stage directions too while in our dialogue writing. Well, then another tip on writing dialogue is your dialogue should be short. Don't write lengthy exchanges. Instead, break them into smaller exchanges. For example, again, Sita says, I was so worried about you when I heard about your sickness. You should have gone to hospital on time because of your carelessness. Now you are lying sick on a bed, and because of this, you will now miss your exams and our school trip too. I'm so angry with you. Then Rita replies, I know. I'll miss my exams and a school trip. I too had plans of having fun with you during our school trip. I was very excited and counting the days, but alas, my sickness ruined everything for us. But the school trip is still a week away, and I might get healthy by then. Now, the above actions can be written instead in this way. For example, Sita, I was so worried about you when I heard about your sickness. You should have gone to the hospital on time. Rita, yeah, I should have. Okay, I should have. I really, I was really careless. Eh? Sita, and now because of your carelessness, you will miss our exams and school trip. I will be alone in the trip now. Rita, yes, I'll miss exams and our school trip. I too had plans of having fun with you during our school trip. So we can just make short and sweet. Also mention the end scene too. Okay, that is what happened or where they went afterward. For example, after their conversation, okay, during their conversation, suddenly Sita's mobile phone rings. So Sita leaves the room to answer the phone call while Rita continues to lie on the bed. So, okay, this clarifies your dialogue. Well, now let's take a sample, okay, of how we can practically make a dialogue, all right? So the topic of the dialogue is Salini is watching YouTube instead of studying when her older brother Ganesh enters into her room, all right? So you have been given this topic, okay? Now Ganesh tells you, "Are you watching YouTube again? Instead of studying?" Salini sounds angry. So I told you already, okay? These things makes your idea clear. Okay, stage directions are very important in order to create a dialogue. Okay, and this is the situation. All right. So Salini says, and she feels guilty. "Sorry, Dai, but please don't tell mom about this." Ganesh, "And why shouldn't I tell her?" Salini, "Because then she will scold me. She is scared." Okay. All right. Ganesh then says, "Subs, you're right. You know, Salini, I'm not against you watching YouTube, but you watch it all the time and seldom study." Salini, "That's not true. I do take 3 hours online classes regularly." Ganesh, "But do you ever do your homework on time without our constant reminder?" She looks at her pointedly, a little bit angrily. Okay, you can give in such a way. Salini, "I got your point that, but please spare me this time and don't tell mom." So then Ganesh says, "I won't, but I will take away your mobile phone." And he spreads his palm in front of her. Okay, so he asks the mobile phone with her. Okay, and therefore when you give such directions, then you can easily change the dialogue into like this: "Salini, here it is." And she hands over her mobile phone. Okay, and she again asks, "When will you return it?" Looks expectantly. Ganesh, "Only when I see you diligently studying and not wasting your time unnecessarily." Selena, "That sounds fair. I won't disappoint you this time, Dai. I will study hard and make you proud as before." And she sits back on her study table to begin her studies, and Ganesh leaves her room with her mobile phone. In such a way, you can create the beautiful dialogue. So some of the common daily expressions, okay, that can be used in the dialogue: "Hi, how are you doing? Good morning, how's everything? I haven't seen you for ages. We have missed you. Great, thanks. It's all really going well. It's lovely to see you. How is everything at home? Give your mom my love. Let me introduce you." All right. Similarly, "I'm afraid I have to leave now. Excuse me, can you help me? Good morning, my friend. How are you? Oh, everything's all right. Is there anything wrong with you? Why were you so absent as today? Why were you as soon as? Oh, I had a special friend at home. Please don't make noise. Listen to the teacher. What's our next class? Have you completed our homework?" So this can be used, okay, in our dialogue writing too. All right. So thank you very much for your nice participation in dialogue writing. So practice the dialogue writing nicely. Well, let's practice this one. Compose a dialogue talking about the impact of COVID-19, or write a dialogue on online learning. Okay, so the topic is impact of COVID-19. All right, situation. Okay, you can create the setting. Okay, for example, one of your friend is infected, okay, with the COVID-19. She's lying on the bed. Okay, you go to visit her and you talk about it. Or you can make a participants like a doctor and a patient. Okay, doctor is giving information to some of the family also. Okay, or you can create the conversation talking about the impact of COVID between a teacher and a students. Okay, so in this way you can create a situation, you can create a time, place. Okay, and you can give the stage directions as given in the examples. Okay, to create a nice dialogue. Similarly, online learning, about online learning. Also, you can make a participation between two friends, you and your friend, okay, or talking really about the advantages and disadvantages of online learning, okay, or you can create a situation how your brother is getting trouble with having online learning, okay. So in this way you create the real uh, conversations. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good time. You can subscribe my channel, and also please click the bell icon. Thank you very much.